Hello everybody. If you are watching this video today, I hope you are having a great day as well. I wanted to make this video to address a lot of concerns that I hear from clients, family, friends that need to be addressed. So if you want a little slap of reality, you came to the right place. So, like the title of this video states, we're going to be covering all the things that they do not teach you, but absolutely should teach you and implement in school. The biggest thing that they do not teach you in schools today is personal finance. Now, I did have a class like this integrated into my school when I graduated from high school about 6 years ago, and it was helpful. I will say that, watching Dave Ramsey time to time can be a little bit helpful, but a lot of people just kind of sit there on their phones, not really pay attention. You know the whole deal. It is what it is. So I think seeing how a lot of people just get into life, they either graduate or they finish college and they've got student loans and they've got a lot of loans. Some people have more than others. Some people get free rides to college, or if you're right out of college or high school and you're trying to get a place to live, personal finance is something that you're going to use every single day, whether it be making a budget, whether you are learning how to do your taxes, whether you are just making any type of financial decisions. That is so important in everyday life, and every single person uses personal finance in everyday life. The second biggest thing that they do not teach you in schools is credit and how credit can affect every single aspect of your life, decisions that you make, and things that you are legally able or not able to do. And when I say this, I am talking about every time that you think about maybe financing a car, financing anything. Maybe you're going to go to your local bank for a loan, whether it be personal, home, auto, loan for a house, any type of loan that you might need. You don't have the money, you don't have the cash, so you need a loan. And the way to get a loan is to have credit. If you don't have credit, you cannot get a loan. And if you have terrible credit on this side, right, you're not going to get the best financial deal possible. Whereas person B over here, who has great credit, above the 700s, fantastic credit, they're going to get a better deal than you're getting, whether, you don't have bad credit. And some people just really don't understand this, need to be taught about it, which they do not tell you in schools, and you're going to use every single day of your entire life. Maybe not every single day, but you're definitely going to use it, and the idea is going to be brought up a lot. Number three, the third biggest thing that they do not teach you in schools today is how to utilize your skills in learning a trade or implementing trade classes. Now, for example, you go to any high school, college, they may have electives, maybe not college, but at least high school. When you're younger, you have gym class. For an example, I had lifetime activities, which is like gym and gym. I think all of my credits were, freed up for my senior year. So I had 4 elective classes, which 3 of them were gym. I had gym 1, gym 2, and then lifetime activities. And then I did like officiating, which was kind of cool. You learn some cool stuff there, but that's besides the point. When we think about, the show Ned's Declassified. Depending on how old you are, you might remember the show, or just other Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network shows, or shows from the 90s where you'd watch it. And I'm going to use the Ned's Declassified here for an example. If anyone has seen that show, they talk about, wood shop, they do plumbing work, they do, all these skills, like the trades, right? Like all these trades that, in today's society pay big money, right? Like a lot of people are moving from the trade work because they can't utilize their college degrees to what they want to do to make good money, so that they go and do a trade. So I think this is definitely something that should be implemented in schools that they do not tell you about. I think that they are really focused on the fact of, hey, go to college, get a degree, and then find something there. Where I think if you learn these trades in school, you have more of a probability of finding a job that is useful in the workforce and something that you could really make a lot of money from. So number 4 here is going to be a little bit of a bundle. It's going to cover a couple different things, but it's kind of looped into one topic, right? So I'm going to cover taxes, how to do things on the legal side, going to the SOS and stuff like that, and just a couple other things. So it kind of ties in with personal finance, but it's just a little bit more broad, but I'm going to sum it up quick. So I think that what they need to be teaching you in schools, and this could be more so college as well. I think this could be a nice class if a professor wanted to, hire someone on and, take this into account, is having someone come in and talk about hiring a either an accountant or a financial advisor, an investor, somewhere along those lines of those three, and how to utilize them so that they can make you money. And these people and these entities get paid by the performance that they do for you. So 9 times out of 10, you're paying them maybe like an annual fee of like $100 or so, and the return on investment is very, very, very good. That's really just the best way that I can put it. So having that in there, as long as well as someone as hey, I can guide you to show you how to do this. When your taxes need to be filed, maybe you can do it solo. Everyone uses TurboTax, but I do have a tax guy who I use. Finding someone who can utilize the best financial interest for yourself. A lot of people struggle with that. That's the biggest thing I see people struggling with today, guys, is that a lot of people just get out of school and they're like, hey, I don't know how to do anything. Like, why didn't people tell me about this? Well, if your parents didn't learn and your family didn't learn, like if your grandparents, if every single person in your family didn't learn how to do it because no one's teaching them, and the knowledge has been around for a while, it's either going to be in books, any type of stuff like that. Utilize it to your advantage and hire someone in. Do a quick search on the computer or your phone. Everyone's got a smartphone these days, so if you're going to have one, utilize it to your advantage. All right, the fifth and final biggest thing that they do not teach you in schools today, but absolutely should be teaching you in school, that everyone needs to know, and this one's really good. It's more so of a personal opinion, but it definitely is probably the best advice I would give myself if I had to go back in time and slap myself in the face and say, hey, you need to do this better, and it'll affect the rest of your life forever. It's also going to affect your well-being. So if I could go back and tell this to myself and everyone that I really come across, I preach this all day, every day. Unless you're working from your phone or your computer or doing anything productive, put the phone down, okay? I think they need to have either a counseling class or a class where you can use your phone for good things. Social media is cool, like you can check it, but your time should be very limited. I think the power of the cell phone should be used for educational purposes instead of watching TikTok all day, or if you're going to watch YouTube and the videos, make sure it's skills that you can learn, kind of like how the trade stuff that we were talking about, to where it could potentially make you money one day. Because if you're sitting in bed and you're not sick at home, if you could be doing something better, I just don't think that you are utilizing your actual cellular device to your advantage to where it could possibly make you money. And I hear excuses all the time, well, this is my downtime, which I totally get. But if you're going to have it, you have so many resources. You have the internet, you have online books, knowledge is there, and knowledge is power. Power, can also turn into money when you have knowledge of things. The more you know, the more you can do, and the more you can do, the more you can make. So I just always tell people, if they're going to talk about stuff in school, or if they're going to take the phones away, why not just have a class or do something where it's constructive, and have something other than Kahoot, where they play games and they actually learn something. So that's more of a personal opinion of mine, but your phone can just be used for so much else rather than scrolling, watching other people live their lives, and just kind of, I don't want to say having that depressing feeling, but it can definitely be depressing. I think a lot of people just don't realize that the more screen time that you have, not learning something and being productive, that it can affect your well-being up there and your mental health. So definitely something that I've always thought about and I think should be implemented in schools. All right, so there you have it. Those were the 5 biggest things that they do not teach you in school today that they should absolutely be teaching you in school. Things that I didn't learn, that I had to learn on myself, or maybe from someone else who would give me advice, things like that they should absolutely implement in schools today that unfortunately they do not. So I appreciate everyone taking the time to watch this video. If you found it helpful, if you want to share any input, that is more than welcome. I would appreciate that very much. But I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of the day. Thank you for watching.